How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, good.
Good.
I'm John.
Clay Jones. Clay.
Clay, nice to meet you. Ryan, nice to meet you.
Yeah. Just came down because we're in a American government class down in Meridian, and we've been talking about Occupy Wall Street and Occupy Boise in class. We're just trying to get a better perspective, I guess you could say.
Let's start with a tour and we'll discuss about what's going on right now and why we're at where we're at.
Are you cool if we film it or record audio?
Yeah, that's fine.
Just for the class, yeah.
Well, obviously, you're at the Public Education Workshop. This is where we have all of our pamphlets, flyers, whatnot.
Okay.
Just general information. Here in the future, we'll also have our consternation box here. We are all right here for the time being, our tents, because we made an agreement with the state that we would not occupy this area until after Veterans Day, so the veterans during their celebrations can do that uninhibited without feeling like we're encroaching on, their memorial.
Right.
So that's why that is. We've been blessed with a lot of people helping us out.
Yeah.
All ages, all denominations. This is an example of all the free food and snacks we've got going on. Right now, this is day 3 for us. So that is just cool food, stuff like that.
That's what I saw online. I couldn't remember what you had called it. It was good neighbor policy. That's the word it was.
Yeah, we advocate a completely sober camp. I mean, for 2 reasons. 1, legal reasons. You don't want to get busted for something stupid like drinking. And 2, I mean, if you have people like who have in the past had like substance issues, you don't want to tempt them back on the negative train by having somebody stumble through camp drunk.
Yeah. Right.
So we're not saying you can't drink and if you're legal on your own time, but if you do, find somewhere else to be that night.
Right.
This is more tents, recycling bins, things like that. More food. Let's go this way first. This is our library.
Do you guys have quite a few kids out here? Or?
We've had a couple. We're hoping to have more, but there's an example of all the books that we have for checkout and stuff.
That is awesome. Get a peek in there. Sweet.
More coming every day. Obviously, there's a political bent to most of our stuff because we're a political oriented group. That's not the only thing we do, but go along with me.
Are you giving somewhat of a tour or something?
Yeah.
Can I follow then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet.
After Veterans Days, we are going to expand over the summer.
Okay.
We also expect to have a number of homeless people join us because it's illegal to camp in Boise and Meridian. If you're homeless, if they catch you, they either kick you off or arrest you. If you're arrested, you are part of the criminal justice system. So you go from being a person that's down on their luck to a person that is under arrest.
Right.
This is our donation tent for clothing.
Oh wow.
How's it going today? Good.
And so the people bringing these are just people who can't come out but want to help?
People who don't want to occupy
is that the general...
are coming in and giving us like logistics as far as food, clothing, things like that.
That's awesome.
We are not limiting to people who come here. If you're hungry and want a snack, come on through, have a snack.
So is that how this like is run mostly by like donations from people within the group and people
it's from
without?
It's both. But a lot of support is coming from like the external people who can't actually come occupy. You'll hear a lot of support as far as homes and stuff as well. People will walk through and go, what do you need? What can we do? So that's awesome. It's really been, we're feeling a lot of support. Not 100% support, obviously. You're not going to get 100% agreement on it.
Yeah, with the political base.
This is our communication tent. This is where our laptops and things will be when we get to that stage in the game. This flag is a 48-star flag, which is the number of stars that were on the flag when Idaho got admitted into the Union. Memorial. Last night we had the white tent over there. We put a tarp over it, moved it over here, and had a movie night.
That's awesome.
So put the projector up here, have movies. At nights we have music, movies, a bunch of other actions.
Super cool.
This is our medical and comfort tent. First aid supplies. If, if you're cold, need to get warm, things like that. Feel free to take a peek in there.
That's cool. Really cool. Excuse me.
And all the way around this corner, because we are going to expand, is where we have our mass kitchen. See that guy?
Yeah. So did the city work with you guys pretty well to get you a place to camp, or was it tough?
What we did is, there's a couple things that are interesting questions. We filed a letter of intent saying we're going to do this. Through conversations, these are ongoing conversations, we agreed on the line for Veterans Day, where we put stuff, refuse and things like that. So it's an ongoing communication thing as far as what's allowed and what's not allowed and where it's allowed at the moment.
Right.
This property is state property, so Boise PD can't come in and hassle us. Idaho State is the only people who have jurisdiction here.
Right.
Which is nice because that's one less governing body we have to not deal with.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the thing. You know how we work? We work on consensus.
Okay.
So we have working groups, if it's like legal or financial or direct action, which is like marches and things like that.
Yeah.
They bring up things to the General Assembly. We need 30 people to have a quorum. That means we need at least 30 people for anything to happen. For anything to happen, it has to be 100% agreed by the people in the General Assembly. If it's not, it doesn't happen. Everything we set up is it's called a living document, a living will thing. Not a living will, that's a different thing entirely. A living document, so it evolves. It can change and in regards to what we need and how situations progress and don't progress. So it's constantly a work in progress. There's always going to be something that comes up we don't think about. So right now we've got a little bit of composting, but if we have more people, we need to worry about more composting.
Okay.
Where do we put our refuse? What about latrines and waste? All of these are things that we worry about on one level, but are going to be, as more people progress, they'll become bigger and bigger issues.
Okay.
So that is the overview. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them.
Do you have any idea how many people are out here full time right now?
I'm guessing at night 50 to 60.
Oh, wow.
Wow, yeah, that's more than I expected.
I mean, all those tents are occupied.
Yeah. That's good.
You'll see the lady in the green hat there. She's one of our legal observers.
Okay.
We have one or two of them on every 4 hours, all 24 hours a day. They are the first line of interactors. If, as you saw there, a police officer, a state trooper came through and walking around. They interact with them, make sure that things are under control and whatnot.
Cool.
And if there's people, they also see at night if there's more people here, people follow them with video cameras. So if there's any kind of malfeasance or whatever on the part of them or us, we have documentation as well. So our legal team can address that in the court of law.
Right.
That's good. That's good.
So, on a more personal level, what are you hoping that the Occupy movement accomplishes?
Then there's a laundry list of things I personally hope. Predominantly, my number one wish is the elimination of corporate personhood. The fact that corporations are allowed equal rights as a person under the 14th Amendment. So I'd like to see that done away with. I'd like to see an increase in corporate taxes. I'd like to see the burden of taxes adjusted to not just us at the lower end, but the wealthier individuals as well. Those are.
How's it going, guys? How you doing? Good. Good. We're actually here from an American government class.
Very
over
nice.
in Meridian. So we're just here trying to talk to people and get a better perspective of
All right, cool.
what the Occupy movement's about. Would you guys be willing to answer some questions?
I'm fine with that. You guys don't mind me smoking around you, do you?
That's cool. Yeah, go for it. So, what are you guys hoping the Occupy movement accomplishes over the long run?
At this point, the main idea of getting an encampment started is to give us just like a base of operations to centralize the Occupy Boise movement and start building a local based community to show that, communities don't have to be from the top down, which is what we've had for pretty much ever. They can be from the bottom up. So if we get this, then we can start properly addressing our concerns with the government, which mainly is the separation of corporation and state, and be able to go from there. So this is, the whole entire Occupy thing is still embryonic. We're making these communities, and then from there empowering ourselves to better be able to address the issues we feel are pertinent.
Yeah, and there's not really a archetypal long-term goals, right?
Yeah.
There's vision, and there's like people's individual what they would like society to seem like, but overall there's no real consensus on what the end end sum of all this is going to be at this point, right?
Right. Which has kind of garnered a lot of, I don't want to say negative.
It's definitely
criticism.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Well, you know, we've been indoctrinated in this fucking system where we ask for these people to fix our problems for us,
I saw the
right?
sign-up sheet over there.
You just have to fix it, and then they don't, right? And we complain about it and sit on our asses.
You can be a person
Right.
who's camping here and do it,
Oh,
correct?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wasn't
You
sure if
guys-
that made you automatically.
So are you strongly echoing what started in New York, or sorry, it's the light.
We're attempting to.
Yeah.
Right? Like, all of this is all across the country is in
Yeah.
solidarity with that, right? And if you want to look at it in terms of a populist, like, uprising, as in, like, Egypt, you know, Tunisia,
All right, I'll put. Do we know
even
when the
China.
There is a sign up somewhere.
I
I
mean,
saw the sign-up. I just wasn't
Like,
sure because I only have a couple
it's
days off
comparable.
this week, and if I'm working,
Like, it's a
It
populist
should be listed on there, but I don't know.
all right, cool. Thank you.
because of lack of representation of our government. When we're really lucky in Idaho, because like the first article in our Constitution gives us the right to reform, address, or abolish any form of government that we the people see as
It's the
you know,
social. It's John Locke's like #1 social contract between
Exactly.
the government and the governed, and that's what our whole Constitution was based on. His writings, you know, it's the right to revolution. I mean, obviously, we don't want this to be like a violent revolution. We're not like sowing seeds of dissent, but the government itself has sowed the seeds of dissent with their actions.
Yeah.
And this is us reacting to it.
and practicing the most
I just ate.
fundamental
Thank you very
aspects of
much, though.
democracy.
I'm good. Thanks, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, you can't think of it as in terms of, like, we want this to happen or else blah, 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 because, like, that's not what we're trying to do.
It's almost setting ourselves up for failure.
Yeah.
Like if we have demands, then it's a matter of getting those demands filled. Then we'll just go away and completely forget everything that we were doing as part of this.
Or negotiating them away to nothing.
Exactly.
Like we've done, like, for the majority of our lives.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start making those types of demands, you start losing your own integrity. Because you have to compromise.
True. Yeah.
And the scope of this thing, you know, like, there are all sorts of people with all sorts of grievances, you know? And we are trying at this point to collect them and listen to them and, like, you know, give them a voice that they've never had.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's way cool.
Yeah. So, I don't know how to put this. Or is there? He was talking about you guys have had media coverage locally around here, right?
Yeah,
and
quite a bit.
Do you guys feel positively about all that, or have you felt any?
I think any coverage is good
Yeah,
coverage
yeah,
at
Very
this point.
true. Very true. There was one article that came out. I think it was through Channel 2. They were talking about how some people from Occupy were at the Veteran Memorial when a guy came up to look at the names on there and like started yelling at him or something. But they said it was on a Tuesday, and until this most recent Saturday, we had not had any activities here whatsoever. So it was just completely false.
Yeah.
The whole thing was just a bunch of BS. But the media coverage in general has been amicable to an extent, I'd say.
Well, it's not a matter of whether it's amicable
Yeah,
or not,
true
right?
that.
The thing is like any type of coverage brings into people's minds, like, what are they doing
Yeah.
there?
Makes them discuss it, then they'll come down and check it out and hopefully read some of the
It's the
material
same
there.
thing as getting a baton in the head by some cop,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
and you know, people stand up and say, like, that's not right.
Yep.
You know, why
Definitely.
are they beating those kids or whatever, right?
Yep.
Like, and in reply, like, things like happened in Oakland happened.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like, even
Definitely.
repression can be used non-violently to our benefit.
Yeah. That is very true.
It's kind of outside the scope of your government class, I'm sure, because you're not learning any of this stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to get a better perspective.
What school do you guys go to?
Go to
Mountain View.
Mountain View. Nice. Well, that's cool. Even when classes are sending their students down here to report on it and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's the main idea for the beginning of this movement is to create a dialogue, and that has happened. That's been like the first, in my mind, victory of
Yeah.
Occupy Wall Street. It has just shifted the entire American dialogue away from this partisan bullshit that's not getting anything accomplished for anybody, no matter what you believe in, and shifted it more towards addressing the real problems.
Yeah, and the most important thing is asking yourself why are things the way they are, right?
Yeah.
Where are you probably going to go on to college and end up with a huge student loan debt that you will pay off for the rest of your working life in indentured servitude to work a job where you're probably not using the skills you went to school for because you can't find that type of job.
Although you are speaking to two sociology majors, so maybe we're a little more slanted towards that, but business majors aren't getting jobs either now, so doesn't matter what you're doing.
Not a lot of high-paying critical thinking skills jobs.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric. How's it going? Hey, Roxy.
Are you guys in school at Boise State?
Yep. Although I must say, even from the beginning of Occupy Boise, I've been involved since the second or third GA. I'm not sure which one it was, but I'd say there's been at least an equal amount, if not more, involvement from older people than the student class. And that's been very frustrating to me personally as a student, because historically that's been the most politically active group in the entire U.S., and they're nothing but a bunch of apathetic assholes right now.
True. Oh, cool. Thanks for talking, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming down. Now, you guys know where to find us, so if you want to come sit in on GA, I think we're having them every other day now. They're usually at 5 p.m. here.
There's one tomorrow. So.
So come check it out if you guys get a chance.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Thanks,
have a good one.
You too. Thanks.